Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today I'm excited. Today I'm going to be attempting to cook my favorite food, which are cheeseburgers. I'm going to be trying to make some jumbo cheeseburgers. So right now in the video, what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to make my beef patties. I tend to try to, at this point I was trying to make them, I try to envision how big I wanted them. I'd make them that big and then add more because they do draw up. I put my skillet on there and I put my heat at about, medium high, I guess you'd call it, around 7 or 8 on the little knobs over there. And got the pan ready, and then I was gonna end up throwing the patties in there. So before I did that, like I said, I made the size that I wanted, and then I would just add a little bit more meat to it, make it a little bit bigger so that when it draws up it didn't take away from it too much. And here I'm seasoning my patties with salt and pepper. Left it basic. After I seasoned them, took the patties and threw them in the pan. Now these aren't the jumbo ones that I'm talking about. These are for some other folks in the house, my other family members. These are just the large ones. They're still big though, but these are just large. And what I did was I kind of made sure they were a little bit separated so that they didn't really stick to each other too much. After it cooked a little bit, as you can see, I'm now seasoning the other side. Salt and pepper. And then after it cooked a few more minutes, it drew up real nice. And then once it did that, I went ahead and flipped them. And then while they were cooking, as they were cooking up, finishing up, I ended up throwing the cheese on them so they can get melted. They just took some American cheese on these two. And then after a few more minutes, once it melted up real nice and it cooked to where I thought it was ready, I went ahead and took them off. And I set them to the side for whoever was ready for some burgers. And then I did it again. I had my other patties on the side ready to roll. I had them made up, ready to throw in there and seasoned. And threw them in the pan. Then I made sure once again they were lined up on the pan evenly. As they were cooking, I added some seasoning to them, my salt and pepper. Once again, I let them cook for a handful of minutes until they drew up real nice and I thought they were ready to flip. Took them, flipped them, did the same thing. After they cooked for a few minutes, I added some cheese. These had one had American cheese, and the other one had a slice of Colby Jack cheese on it. And then took those out, threw those to the sides. Now here are the big ones. Here are my two jumbo ones I was cooking here. I don't know the size of them, I don't know the weight of them, but they're big. Did the same thing, seasoned them before I threw them in there. Now I'm trying to keep them separated in here. Seasoned the other side as they were cooking, salt and pepper. Let them cook. Waited once again till they drew up. And I felt like they were cooking enough or cooked enough, and then flipped them. Then I added my cheese. These were big, so I put 2 slices on these, 2 slices of American on one, and on the other, as you can see, I have a slice of cheddar and a slice of Colby Jack cheese on that one. Waited till it, cooked for another handful of minutes, let the cheese melt on it, took them off, and set them on the side. And then I started getting my buns mayonnaised up. I threw my dad's in there so he can have his ready. And then I made my burgers here. And that's it. Here you're gonna see my burgers. That's it. That's the final product. Now these were good. These were delicious. I loved them. These burgers. I love burgers. Only thing about them is they were so big and they were so thick that every time I bit into them, they were like having big clots of meat, beef. So one thing I would say is I would probably stick to just, more thinner patties, a little bit less, not too thin, but I would prefer maybe double or triple or whatever if I wanted enough beef in there. Now, the reason why is because I didn't feel like it had enough cheese in between. I needed, I think it needs something a little bit more, rich and creamy in the middle of them. So I prefer to have multiple patties instead of one big thick one. But other than that, they were great. I enjoyed them. Burgers, I love them. So I'm gonna try to make a few more different types because I love them, and I'm gonna do that. So let me know what you think about them. If you happen to run across this video, I hope you found it entertaining, and just let me know what you think if you happen to see it. So thank you anybody who happened to stop by, and I'll see everybody in the next one.